Sometimes wireless just doesn't cut it. I need to use some power lines. Okay, so in an ideal world, everything is cabled, right? So you'd love it if every room in your house had Ethernet, but very often it doesn't. And if you want to put that in place, it's just a complete and utter ball ache. So obviously the easy alternative is wireless. Wireless is excellent until you want some really good throughput and all the houses around you aren't using wireless as well. So even though it's not ideal, one of the things that I've done a lot of testing over the years is of these power line adapters. Now, I've tried multiple ones and I keep on coming back to the ZyXel brand. They're not perfect by any means, but I find that two things happen. One is I get consistently good throughput, and also the amount of times that they, I guess, need rebooting or they kind of lose sync is minimal compared to the other ones as far as I've experienced. So in this particular video we're talking about the Zyxel PLA 5256. I've got a set of these already, as well as some of the other Zyxel 500 megabytes and gigabyte ones, but all of them, the ones I use, have gigabit ports on them. And the real reason for this is just to maximize throughput where possible. So I appreciate with power lines, you're never going to get amazing kind of full throttle throughput, but the higher bandwidth options you have, the better. So I think they now brought out an 1800 megabit one. I still just keep them with 1000 just because I've used them and they work really well. So these ones are pass-through ones, so they do have a plug on them. So if you're short on plug space, you're not losing anything there. Before I kind of show you the items, I'll talk a little bit about speed because obviously that's important. So I have these running probably, it's got to be nearly 10 meters apart from each socket, and it's also running through two breakers, so two sets of fuse switches, because it's in completely separate buildings, but they offer the same power, but each building has its own fuse board. So it's running through there. Probably not ideal or optimal conditions, but I tend to get around 635 megabit transmission rate and 703 megabit receive. So I mean, that's just awesome. I've tried wireless, it's nowhere near as good as that from the restrictions I've got, multiple walls and what have you. So I really recommend kind of trying these out. So if you decide to get some, what do we get in the box? Warranty card, hopefully now I have to use it. Instructions, I mean they need to have them in there, but let's face it, it's pretty honest. Unless you want to do anything super fancy, you plug them in, they pretty much auto sync. You click them to reset and to encrypt them. If you're in a shared house or apartment blocks or something where you may be using same electrical systems, I would recommend encrypting them so you can contain your own traffic. But again, personal paranoia will help you define that. So pretty slick looking unit. The reason I went for these particular ones is 2 gigabit ports. So basically one slot I can have 2 devices. I also have one of their kind of mini switch versions which has 4 on, but I like the fact that I get some flexibility with a 2 port. So yeah, for me, I got these extra sets because I want to run some stuff near the TV, so I can have PlayStation and video boxes, etc. plugged into these. So it's going to be hopefully really helpful. So obviously this is, I guess, a starter pack, so you get 2 of them, which is great. If you look closely, you've got the power light, you have the Ethernet light on the other far side which shows something's connected, and then in the middle is the home network light. So this shows that it's connected to the home network and also throughput. So you tend to have green, orange and red. That's the one thing I guess I don't like about these higher rated versions. So red typically means bad, which obviously means it's got the lowest throughput it would expect. It basically means kind of anything under some rate. So it's a bit difficult to kind of rate that. I find that almost regardless of what colour it is, the throughput is just great. Anyway, obviously, most of the time I'm getting it green, which when I'm getting the higher throughput. But even when it's red, I've had no issues. And also the other thing is they work perfectly well with the different versions. So like I say, I got gigabit and I got the 500 megabit ones as well. All works no problem. In theory, it should work okay with the other brands as well, same protocols. But I got rid of all the old Netgear ones, the other ones I had, because these just seem to work so well. Also, in the box, there's not a lot else to it. A couple of Ethernet cables. The one thing I would say that I guess is I think a bit cheap. Since it's got 2 ports, you'd expect really to have 4 cables, right? So 2 for each device, but anything is better than nothing. I've got loads of those, so I don't tend to use them anyway. But that's it. I really rate these. I think if you're looking for any Powerline adapter, definitely check out what ZyXel have to offer. Like I said, always go for gigabit port would be my recommendation, and go for the highest throughput you can afford. So like I said, there is an 1800 version that I was considering going for, but decided just save some money, stick with what I already know. And like I said, I'm not saying that perhaps my rates would probably go higher. I think they probably would, but I'm more than happy with the transfer speeds I'm getting. I just use them to sync different servers across the building, so it's perfect for me. If ever they come out of sync, sometimes I've seen that happen. So everything looks like it's on, lights are flashing, everything, but you got throughput issues that's not connecting. As with all computer devices, good old reboot, turn it off and on again, and everything seems to work magically. Obviously available in different regions, different plug versions. I think you can see on the front here. Have EU, UK, USA and Swiss outlet versions, so definitely plenty to choose from. You should be able to find something in your country of residence that would sort you out. So yeah, check them out. You'll probably see them featured in other videos, so you can see what the lighting looks like when it's on and connected. Not really too much point in me showing you that, but definitely if you're thinking about getting Powerline adapters, check out ZyXel. If you've got some and you're not happy with them, or you are, please leave comments, leave me feedback. If you've found something that you think works better, definitely interested in trying that out. But yeah, that's my recommendation right now. Thanks for watching this video. A thumbs up would be really appreciated. If you're interested in other geek type videos, please consider subscribing to Spectrum Geeks. Why not also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And before you leave, why don't you check out one of these other videos that may be of interest. Thanks again for watching.